This is the It's Time to Refresh podcast with Brad Refresh, the podcast about life, music, traveling, shit, literal shit that is, and weird and wacky stories with Brad, and a range of guests from the planet Earth. Feel free to share the pod with your pals, your mom, your neighbor's dog, or even your shrink. It's all fun. You can follow our Facebook group called It's Time to Refresh Community, or It's Time to Refresh on Instagram. Write into the pod, ask questions, and share your stories. Enjoy the pod.
Hey kids, what time is that?
It's time to refresh.
You all right? How we doing? Just want to take 2 minutes of your time before we start this week's podcast to tell you about our Patreon. Patreon is a tool that we're using to help the podcast grow, give you better content, and, well, as I said, just let the podcast grow. So we've got 3 tiers. The first tier, there's only 20 of these spaces available, and it's £1 for life, and that's for It's Time to Refresh Originals. So if you've tuned in from day one and you want to join the cause, you can sign up for £1. Just follow the link in the description. We've got the standard Patreon, which you get access to bonus episodes, some exclusive content, Patreon specials, which we'll be recording, and early access to all future episodes. So you'll be getting them on a Tuesday instead of a Friday, which I think is fucking amazing for £3. That's less than a coffee. And then we've got our legend status VIP Patreons, which is £10. And that gets you tickets to all my gigs, and it will get you free entry to any It's Time to Refresh associated events, gigs in the future. So that's a little hint of what's coming up in the future. If you do like the podcast, then please share it with your mates. We are trying to grow this little thing we've got going. We've got some amazing guests coming up in the future as well, and we want this to go bigger and better. So sign up at Patreon at patreon.com/It's Time to Refresh. Thank you. Enjoy the episode. Back once again for episode 26 of the It's Time to Refresh podcast. On this episode, we've got Lewis AITKEN. A lot of you won't know who he is, but if you're a local Cumbrian, you'll have seen him on the doors, you'll have seen him in and about in the clubs, and that is, he's REIT involved, but without being REIT involved, sort of thing, would you say? So it's just one of them.
In the shadows.
In the shadows, yeah. He's been there when we've had some absolute amazing gigs. He's been there when there's just been me and him in there, and sort of highs and lows of everything. I had a crack with him last week at Sanctuary, and then he sort of comes along to the events and that, don't you, that we do sometimes?
It's my involvement is working them. I don't go to them anymore. Obviously, that's why one of the big reasons why I'm here today is the reasons why I don't go to them. Mm-hmm. It's anxiety, fucking debate, all that carry on that, and I don't speak about it, and I've took this chance to speak to you about it.
That's fair enough. So basically, the story is that when did I meet you, mate? What year was it? It was
6 or 7 years back, base mental into AJs.
Right, so about 2015-ish, roughly.
Aye.
So, and he was on the doors, and then when we got talking and that, it just sort of clicked straight away. He's a lover of the music. You like the Italian, you like the bounce, the macchina, you like it all. Been there, done that in the past. And I thought this would be a good episode to show you a bit of everything within what the music scene does to you and what it means to a lot of folk as well. Does that make sense? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for what you guys do, what it means to people, like sometimes it isn't just the case that you're standing there for an hour doing your set looking back. It's after that what a CD can do, what a track can do, how you can impact on somebody's life fucking mentally and stuff like that with a fucking hour set. Like, with just 1 hour set, it's just a bit of a thing that a bit of appreciation, like some for what you lads do, MCs, DJs, and things like that, and you don't think you're getting anywhere, and the recognition and stuff like that, because you're not getting 1,000 likes or you know what I mean, you're not getting the bookings, you're not getting on the fucking top, you're not getting on the top table, you're not getting there. There's somebody out there might be, you're there fucking Jimi Hendrix, man. Like,
like a hero type thing.
Yeah.
Makes sense in what you're saying, definitely. Like sometimes I talk to people who I've never ever come across on social media, and it's like we listen to everything you do. That crew from up in Annan at the weekend,
Aye.
a good example. Like I talked to it's Adele and all that, like all their crew, but it's like there's loads there. That lad who come to talk to us, and it was just like, never heard of him, but he's got all the CDs.
He messaged me on Facebook where he just started speaking, and it would a poor turnout, to be honest. But the people who stayed to the end, they're the people the faces that you see in Blackpool. You see, and it was nice to see them people still there.
Yeah,
like once the fucking dickheads had gone, like just the passing trade. Like at the start of the night, there were 15 lads in, and they come to see John GMC.
yeah.
And I'm like, right, well, these boys know what they're fucking on about, and they were just the dickheads who were just there to cause the fucking shit, man. That's all they were for, and that's what's ruined. What's ruined the event for me, to be honest, is the bad attitude and the wannabe alpha males, man. Like,
yeah, I can understand that. To sort of for everyone to get to know you a bit, we'll go right back to the beginning, and then we can sort of like go from there if you wanna. So what we'll do is we'll talk about how you got into it and sort of who you were into, what CDs you listened to, stuff like that, and then we can sort of see how you've came into everything and how you've got into it and that sort of thing. So where did it like start for you? Working lad, as I've just found out. I thought you were from Sparia, but you were working.
No, unfortunately, I just fucking live there. No, Bucketon. No, mid-90s. At school, there were we had Madison's, we had the Forum. Madison's was a big part of Workington back then, and it's we were talking about influences the other day. Nowadays, people are very influenced by YouTubers and fucking gender neutral folk, and that's what they're influenced by.
Yeah.
I was influenced by the biggest, nastiest, juiced up fucking animals in town, hence why I look why I do. And that's what controlled the fucking doors and the sea, man. My idol was the man on the council estate with a brand new Astra GSI, Elianson jacket, the Sovereigns, the Cash, and the size 6 blonde bird, man. Like, that were my influences growing up. And obviously they were a big part of the door scene, the club scene, and Madison's and things like that. And I went to the Madison's reunion a couple of weeks back. I called in before work, and it was nice to see folk in the 40s and the 50s, and
Back out.
my pal that were there in his 40s with his fucking dad. I thought, this is fucking class, man. Like, that's what
it's good.
It's all about.
Yeah. Do you know something? I always hear people saying, "Oh, I used to be into it back in the day, but then I grew out of it." You don't grow out of music, mate. No. People who do it just they do it, and it's not that they become bored or not like that. They've got other things on. But if you put them in that nightclub, like at Madison's reunion, with music on that they were familiar with in their time, they'd absolutely love it. It's just the fact of they palmed it off.
Nah, you grow out of it, and I've seen a couple of people in the scene that I'm close with that are pretty much like myself, involved but not in the spotlight. I've spoke to, like, we get on a personal level. I do the door. I speak to them behind the scenes at the events and before them and things like that. And I'm just like how much people have moved on. They're getting houses, they've got partners, they've got a fucking dog. They're creating a passion in the job and things like that. And and it's a lot of people have to take the cell out. Have to take the cell out of the
To be able to do that.
out of the scene to evolve and to grow and to move on and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And it was nice to see these couple of folk over the weekend and on Facebook who've done what I've done. That you have to take yourself out of that shit to grow.
No, yeah, absolutely.
And
Yeah, but
it's,
the passion should never die. It should never. Oh, I'd grow out of that music. There's no harm in sitting in your car still listening to it. You know what I mean?
no, that's a massive part of it is out of the clubs, like the tapes, like the fucking CDs and stuff like that. Is in the era now of that club. That's fucking one thing. That is what it is. But for that CD to go somewhere else, it goes online. It's timeless now. That event's on for 5 hours. If you're not there, you're not there. You've missed it.
Yeah.
You weren't part of it. That CD can last for 20 years as my Top Gun 1 CD.
All right. Go on, carry on. Sorry. I know what you mean, though. Like, it's a moment in history that you can listen back to. If you were there, you can relive it. If you weren't, you could feel like you were there.
Yeah, well, that's what. When I was talking to John the other night of like the impact on things, and people come to see you, and I'm chuffed that he's been in it for that long and he hasn't given it up. He hasn't fucked it off. He's still relevant now to my boy's 14-year-old, and he knows who Farrell is and who fucking John G is and stuff. We've been in my car off my CDs. Yeah. That CD's been there from 2003, 2004, something like that. It's been in nearly every fucking single car I've had, and that CD has helped me through just the darkest of fucking times, the darkest of days. Like, man, just that. I know it word for word. Like,
which CD is it?
The Top Gun 1.
Oh, right, Top Gun 1. Class CD.
Man, it's and my missus fucking hates it. She's how old is she now? 29 next week. She fucking hates it, man. And my ex-missus as well. Fucking, you want to grow up, man. Fucking donkey, fucking nearly fucking old. Like, I think that's been a bit of a curse in my relationships. That
well, that CD.
none of my partners are involved. Like, they're not interested in it, and they don't understand what that scene next to it, what that scene is, and my CDs and stuff like that. Like, they just don't get it. Like,
I know what you mean. Yeah, it's one of them things, isn't it? Like, it can mean something to no one, and then something to something else. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I can see where you're coming from and how all that happens. But like, is it a nostalgia you hold with that CD, or what is it? Like, is it?
It's to me. It's just timeless, man.
It is a very, very good CD. Like, you can feel the atmosphere and everything.
I can't explain it. Like,
that's what it's all about, isn't it?
No, it's just one of them things that's followed us through fucking. It's been everywhere with us. Like, having a shit time. That CD's on, and it's. I travel an hour and a half to work every day. An hour and a half there, an hour and a half back.
Yeah.
Some days I drive to work and I'm fucking sitting crying, man, sitting in silence. I can drive to work. Butch 20 fags and I can't even remember driving to work. Another day, man, I can be bouncing off the walls, man.
MC into the tune.
Fucking, yeah, like, that's what it means to us, and I was why I like working the events. Like, I've got a reason and a purpose to be there.
Go on then.
I've got a reason and a purpose to be at that fucking event and things like that. I don't want to fall out with it, but there's a lot of negatives in it for me. Like, getting old, like, obviously getting old, and there's new folk coming in, and people do fall out with it, and they have. I've noticed over the last 4 years how, like, the decline in the diehard sanctuary people, man. Like, it's like that family that it used to be. I grew up with 10 lasses. Like, you know, all the faces and all. It was the fucking, it was at everything. And then slowly, that one's missing, she's missing, she's missing, she's moved away, she's moved away, she's moved away. And it's sad for the events to see it, but the bonus is you see them leave and grow and evolve. Like, it's... But I know, you know for a fact, bring them back from where they're at, drop them in an event, man, and they're fucking...
Right back at it.
Right back on it.
Yeah.
I know you do. It is a hard thing to leave, to just to leave it, to leave that scene. I'm not... As I say, I'm not involved as a DJ or an MC or anything. I'm not relevant in the fucking slightest. But to me, as a follower, like that's it's a good thing for you lot to understand that you may be not getting a 300 packed out club. You may be getting 10 or 15. It's not because you're irrelevant anymore. You're not shit. You're not fucking. It's nothing to do with you. Like, it's just folk have grew up and moved on. And there's a lot now. I find the younger ones, the genre hoppers.
Yeah,
Pisses me off, man. Like it's. You can have a bounce night on a Friday.
Yeah,
And they're there fucking bounce all over the spot, and they only know who's relevant at that time, and be fucking bouncing off of somebody who's fucking relevant on Facebook or YouTube at the minute. Like with them young boys, we'd come in to say John J, yeah, MC tonight, John J. Like, but the next night, they're at a fucking tech house event with a flowery shirt on, round fucking sunglasses and a fucking moustache and that. Like, but I'm through and through, like, having my macking or my bounce. That's it. And I think that's where our events are a bit scatty up here. Is we haven't got a lot, and what we have got, folk are competing, and this last 12 months, everybody's fucked it up by trying to do nights on the same night and then one after another. You've killed it, man. It's like me and you going fishing and I'm sitting catching fish here. You come and he comes and everybody comes catching fish in my little spot. Then all of a sudden all the fucking fish are gone. Like, it's been killed. And folk aren't coming out. Like, Sanctuary used to be once every 3 months, like with Maxims and things when I was younger at Fusion. It was 3 months, and that flyer had come out. It's like, fucking hell, it's like 3 months. Now you've got an event on. At the minute we haven't. Everything's dead. But with there being something on every week, it was now to look forward to.
yeah.
And passing trade is dead. It's dead now. Like, passing trade, town's dead.
Oh, that's just something on. Yeah.
No, not even. Like, folk aren't necessarily coming out for things. Like with your night in particular, it's you've got one coming up, and don't be disheartened because it might be fucking wall to wall. People who come to see you. Although if you get 10 people that come to see you, take that more of a compliment than fucking 300 randoms being in that club come to see you. But the trade isn't there anymore. Like, it's. Everything's just gone.
You just don't want to dilute it, do you? That's the thing.
No.
So, like, as they said to me about, like, so after I put the flyer here, but I've got an event on the 15th of October, and it's the first one I've done in about 4 years, where it's my own solo event sort of thing. And basically, what it is, they've said, what you're doing another one after this. Basically, I put myself on open till close, and I don't want any residents. I don't want anyone, like, can have a set for this, blah, blah, blah. Every DJ that we booked on the event after will be on merit. Do you know what I mean? If you're a good, talented, decent person, I'll reach out and get you on, right? But the thing is, they're saying, when's that next event? And it's like, I'm not gonna oversaturate it and do every, like, because you see an event, like, there was one point, there was 2 events on a weekend in Cumbria.
Yeah.
And
Well, in the same town. or even working in white, even they're only 8 mile apart, and we've got everybody competing against each other. Like I work in both places, and I love to see everybody doing well and bringing stuff to the table. Like Todd and 135, man, they fucking absolutely dominated with the standard of artists not coming. But then we had, like, obviously the working side of things. They wanted their piece of the fucking action, and doing stuff on the same night. Or even the week after, folk can't afford to be going to fucking events every week and things like that. And like you say, it diluted it. Like, it wasn't something to look forward to.
Promoters should really just get in a little group and just say, right, you can have this month, you can have this month. I know people aren't gonna. Right. So what you need to do is, if you have it every other week, it's gonna be like, right, you split in a crowd of 300. And then, like, say, 150's going here, 150's going here. If you did it once a month and you agreed to do one month, you'll get all 300 at one thing. They're not going to come out twice a month, 3 times a month, 4 times a month.
You might as well just have a nightclub that solely plays bounce every fucking week. Because the people who were coming out, you could do a 4-hour set here, plug your USB stick in and fuck off home, and nobody would know a shit of difference, man, because they're not there. Not there for you, like, and that's what I'm a bit gutted about. Like, when you see, like, just that recognition for who you are and what you do. It guts us a bit, like the turnouts, and it's not because you're irrelevant. It's just folks just do other fucking things now.
Sometimes we'll got an event on, and it could be absolutely rammed, and then the next one, there's no like momentum that's carrying it, and the next one could be dead.
I know. Well, I've seen it with the likes of 135 and Generations. 135 were my fucking my little domain. I always say. I used to treat it as my own. Loved Danny and Mark to bits. I say that they spend the money that they do, go above and beyond to make that place what it is, and to be better than fucking anywhere else.
Yeah. You can see when you look at the venue as well.
Like it's that dedication and Danny's forward thinking on. Just fucking constant evolution. Just to be that one step ahead of everybody else to make that you want to go there. And it was disheartening that you used to have the likes of Generations, and we had a night on, I think it was a DD night or something, a night with Todd.
Yeah.
And I think we had Lukey was up, Master C. Cheese and...
Oh, yeah, I remember this night, yeah.
There were fucking 20 fucking folk. So what the fuck's going on here?
And with the likes of having
we had
on...
we had Generations on. Generations that I just saw that was the place to be. But we had...
Well, what was on at Generations?
Fucking...
Or was there another bounce night?
No, it was just a normal fucking Friday, Saturday night.
Right, okay.
But we had in there like Scott Shaw, Shorty, Reece B, and fucking Max. Absolutely bouncing off them fucking balls. We've got like fucking leaders of the game in 135, man. And then we've got local talent. And it doesn't... The atmosphere in there, it were fucking electric, man. Like, it were absolutely buzzing. And that's what I love about the local lads and stuff like that. Like, Scott's one of my pals, and Sibby and things like that. Like, they appeal to the younger ones. Like the younger ones that are now, the Snapchat, like, you put it on Snapchat, we're in Generations now. 200 folk got fucking generations, but we've got fucking Lukey and Master C and shit in there, man, and there's no fucking in. The following for a big name isn't there. It's the
hype.
It's the fucking hype, aye.
Right.
Yeah, but that's the compliment too. Like Scott and that man, like they can get that. They can bring that atmosphere in. But I've walked in there and there's been fucking 3 people on the dance floor.
Right.
Same thing. Like you'd have a busy hour, poof, gone.
What? So the hype's there, then the hype's not, sort of thing.
Just gone. Aye.
Right.
Just fucking cleared out, man. Like and.
Is that not just people on the circuit then? Like going pub to pub or something like that?
That's what it is, aye. And that's the bad thing about the event, is just folk coming in and gone.
So there's no one, basically what you're saying is like no one's coming for
the event.
They're just going on a night out circulating.
Aye. Unless you do get the diehards, like the diehard people, like you said, like the Scottish crew and things like that. That's the ones that you're playing, that you're making that difference. Like they come to see fucking you.
Yeah.
And I say, don't be disheartened if you've got fucking 5 people there. Somebody standing at that front of the DJ box all night like that. Brad.
You've seen it, haven't you?
Yeah, and the phone in your face, like where I have to come over and say, right, move your fucking phone, or I'll snap the cunt in half. Leave him alone, man. Like, just leave him alone. Like, if you can take that, if you can take that out of it, like any artist, I'm not just aiming at you, like anyone.
I'd rather have five good followers than 20 like passerbys.
Well, we had, when I was working in Soup, like I done 3 years in Soup. As a promoter, Johnny's fucking shit out, man. Like Johnny's, like I've just managed to get back in there. Me and Johnny sometimes don't see eye to eye. Johnny's a big personality, and obviously I have my fucking anger issues. So we sort of butt heads a bit. But as a businessman and a promoter and a club owner and that, man, that boy's fucking something else. Like what he brings to it, that diversity from, like the house, he's got local talent, the Dutty Donkers boys, he's got local house DJs, the big names that he brings in, the Love Bounce and stuff like that, and even the fucking Mackinnon, like Nana Mackinnon and that, man. He's bringing the top of the fucking game into that club, and they are, they're tailing off now, but he always manages to get a packed club. But a couple of years back, we had Dave Pearce. Like, over Christmas time, we had about 5 events on at a certain time, and there was.
I remember this. Was this the other?
There was it looks
alternate
like
on as well.
Aye, yeah. Aye, because there were
with the masks and that,
and the fucking
boiler suits
and the boiler suits and shit. Aye, yeah. I know. I went in the toilet and confiscated some of that I've never seen for years. That didn't bring many folk in, but that brought like my dad's mates. Like my dad's mates are in there thinking, fucking hell. I can remember this
legendary. Like
my dad's got that on vinyl now. Like he's still got his old vinyl stuff. It was around that time we were doing different events. We had, I don't know the lad's name. He looks like Shaggy. Like he's tanned with like an afro and stuff. We had a capacity of fucking 300, and we must have had 600 folk queuing at that fucking door.
For what was this for?
There's some house DJ. It was somebody that was relevant at the time, some big name.
Was this the Michael Bibby night?
I can't find his name. I don't pay attention. I mean, house music, I fucking can't stand it. Like it drives me into the ground. I hate it. It's like being in a factory. No, that we had 600 folk around that fucking corner. Like we had to open 2 levels. We had to open what was level 2 downstairs just to accommodate for people. Something I've never heard of, something that's completely fucking irrelevant to me. Like he was just in the era now because he's on fucking Facebook or whatever. Like, like the week later, we had Dave Pearce. Dave's been about for what, 30 years? Fucking radio. He plays to fucking
25, 30, yeah, definitely.
20, 30,000 people in Ibiza. Or some big
Top 100 DJs at one point.
Aye.
Yeah. So he's a big name.
Do you know how many people we had in?
I don't know, go on.
3.
3 people that came to see him.
Three fucking people. But they were passing through. It was 3 fucking Turks. Like, they were walking up the road, like, come in, boys, man, come in. And they were just there working, like, just contractors come in. And they're coming, it's like, this is shit, we're going, eh? And I apologised to them. I says, I'm sorry about that. Like, I don't know where anyone is.
Was it just a bad day?
It was just, I haven't got a clue.
Was anyone in town on that?
No, it was just, there was just no one anywhere. And it was madness, like how stuff changes. Like,
It is,
it's
proper gone off subject here, like.
I know, it isn't.
I know. We'll go back sort of to move forward because we can get into these sort of days and that. So when you were growing up and that, obviously you've got your inspirations and influences, but like, what got you into the tunes?
From school.
Was your mates not into it as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, middle of school, obviously the Madison stuff, things like that. One of my friends, his dad were into the zone stuff. He had the decks and that. We used to go around to his house and stuff like that. Late 90s. Late 90s coming up to millennium. We all ended up getting our own decks, 1210s and I command. Arsehole, I used to work for my dad and spending 600 quid on a M600. That was like when the fucking first come out, man. Sitting with the effects and stuff. No, we used to go. There used to be silica discs in working. I don't know if that'll be long before your time.
Yeah,
like,
I know where it was. Yeah.
And Pink Panther at Carlisle. Like they don't exist anymore. Like, and to get something on white label, man, like you're the fucking boy if you got something on white label. No, that was sort of like the hard house, like the tidy era.
Right. So you saw about 99, 2000, 2001 sort of thing.
Yeah, like tidy boys, like that type of
So
thing.
in that era. So what was the first rave you went to then?
My friend they started out with the Ultimate Vibe stuff. Like, I know you've touched on it before with the local lads when it was in Fusion and stuff like that. The first one was in Middleclaw Sports Centre,
Right.
Beefomania.
Right.
It was Chaos. Like, my mate used to go under DJ Chaos. And it all started out like AITKEN check and stuff like that in Carl's bedroom. And Vulcan's Lane. That's how, obviously, everything grew. Like the local stuff grew, things like that. I think that was when we were sort of like 16, 17 or something like that. The guy found out what my cock was for, got a bird, and then I fell out with it, man. That was me, just poof. Just out of it for a while. Everybody evolved and progressed, like AITKEN, and AITKEN's a local legend. And I was saying, dropping hints on comments the other day that it won't come back, but just a 5 minutes of his presence in a club with them rhymes, man, it'll take the fucking roof off. It'll take the fucking roof clean off.
People. I know this isn't just to him, by the way. This is to everyone who's sort of thing. People crave for stuff that they can't have. So like, if he came back, it would bring out all the old people, all the people who of his generation, and it'd bring them out for that night. But then if you hammered that sort of thing, people would get bored of it.
Yeah.
It's not just him either. There's loads of DJs out there who retired and then they've came back, and when they've came back that first time, it's a moment.
A lot of it's.
Sometimes you've got to go away to be missed.
No, with him, it's everybody knows. That's what I miss. What I miss a lot about the old school MCs and stuff like that. The new boys, honestly, they're fucking untouchable. Like, they're untouchable. Like, they are fucking awesome. Oh no, like COVID sort of fucked it a little bit. Like, it's brought that standard up there, man. Like a 200 bar fucking rhyme, like is 20 years ago. That wasn't even fucking fathomable. Like it wasn't. You go back till an early, like the early days.
Yeah.
That wasn't even fucking conceivable. Like
there's lads now though. There's lads MCs out there who is just the perfect blend of them bars and then basic rhymes of like Ed Jonesy on here last week, and we were talking about it. There's like when you hear Farrell MC, he's got the basic rhymes that everybody loves and that style and that flow, and then you've got like these like I'll call them like grime MCs where it's like bar 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 continuously all the way through.
Aye.
And like there is markets for both. But if you look at the likes of Cover's got that thing where he could go bar for these lads.
Yeah.
He could do that hosting and that style of old style MCs. Like it's nothing.
George, the last of the fucking, he's the last of the entertainers. Like he's when you left the other night, there wasn't many folk in, and it's on one of my videos. You can see him. He's saying to Ian, he says, if I don't do it, they're not asked. Like you have to come out the box and get in among folk, just to try and get that fucking get that hype up high. But all you need is them 1 or 2 rhymes that folk know. Like Farrell would, you can't touch me. That takes the fucking lid off everywhere. Like it doesn't matter if you're 20-year-old or 40-year-old. Like that's sometimes what I find it's missing from a like a non-DJ, as somebody who listens to events and goes to events. Sometimes that can kill an atmosphere as well. Is that crowd participation isn't crowd interaction? Sorry, isn't there? You need something like George to fucking
get that
to bounce off folk or the rhymes that people know.
Yeah,
but no, like the boys now are fucking. They're untouchable. Like Easy's got that blend. Like Easy's just he's teetered on the crowd interaction side, but with that fucking that next levelness, man. That he's for me. He's fucking. He's
the one for me. Like.
He's fucking. He's up there, man.
He listens to this because he's messaged me about it when I've talked about him on it before. But like, if I seen that fucking Cheese had put up a video the other day. And he was I think it was in Ibiza they were there, and I think he done I am a raver, I need a drug dealer.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's
right, and then he just showed up, he didn't say anything, and the full crowd done the rhyme back.
No, that's for me. That's what makes it event. Like my fucking like the airs are standing up.
Yeah.
It's like George, like let me tease you. You know what I mean? It's fucking. That's what sometimes that club and that event needs. Is just to bring
just
that.
To get it uplifted a bit, yeah.
Fuck that. Like, I know, and back to Aki, gone off topic again. Back to Dean. That's what he was. Everybody knows he's fucking right. Everybody knows them.
Yeah.
I saw a sign.
Right. Well, that's the thing. When he came back in 2018, 19. I think I was on. It was Sankfest after party, and I was on, and he came on. And he done that I saw sign thing.
Aye.
And he honestly, like, he's a big lad as well, isn't he? Like what, 6'5", 6'6", something like that. And like he was just over the full crowd, and he's got that presence. I've talked about this on the podcast before. You know, he's got a real good presence where he probably could have been the boy in the scene, but as I say, like he just didn't stick to it.
No, family and life comes.
Yeah.
Comes first, you know
his presence is like it's one of them things you can't same as Cover, same as Farrell. It's something that can't be trained. You can be the best MC ever, but if you don't have that presence,
no, that's
it's not manufactured.
That's what an MC was about. Like it was that you're a hype man, and you have to have that to keep these events and stuff going.
Absolutely.
No, I'd love to see him back. But no, after that, sort of left it for a while.
You hadn't been on the doors at this point now?
No. I went... The doors were only pretty recent, sort of 7-8 years. Before that, I was on the other side of the fence. So my involvement in in the clubs, and that was selling stuff that I shouldn't have been selling, but I went in there, and it was a massive part of. It's a massive part of club. Drugs are a massive part of club culture. Like, you know, what I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat it and fucking avoid it.
Yeah.
Like they are. If it wasn't
without it, it would be a completely different scene.
Yeah, that's why I'm so lenient as a doorman. Like, I'm fucking sound with it, man. Like it is what it is. Don't take the piss out of us. I don't like Kate. Like that's why I hate the house events. I fucking hate Kate Mongs, man. They're doing me head in. Just like,
see, I know what you mean though.
Just lying spastic on the floor.
That, you can't be enjoying yourself when you're doing that.
I can't be fucked with you, dragging you down the stairs. Like if I have to. If you're passed out and I can't wake you up 2 or 3 times, I'll pull you down them stairs by your ankles and bang your head up. If you fucking step on the way down, I think, well, it's your own daft fault. You're fucking like, okay, that's why I don't like the house events. To be honest, it just brings them folk that come in. I'd rather have somebody snipped up talking shite or chewing the fucking ear off it. But, you know, I got back into it with being in fusion with. It was in Maxime's tour, used to be about and stuff like the Maxime
2005?
Aye, Dance Factory.
Yeah.
Aye, Dobby used to run stuff. He was just sort of coming out of that. He was a massive part of that scene. Massive. No, Fadley used to come up, Arky. Then we used to have 2 rooms. There was the main club, and then there was a chill out room in the back.
Yeah.
And Dixie used to go, Dixie D. Dixie's back on the scene again now.
Yeah, he came back.
Lyrically, he's fucking.
I did a set with him in 2019. I'm just sort of guessing that. Yeah, it must have been. So I essentially did Bounce Land in. It was a really top club. I really enjoyed it. One of my favourite sets ever, I'd say. And Dixie was on the mic for that. I can't remember what Home and HQ it was. And honestly, like, such a good, like, first hour in, and the club was wall to wall rammed, and it was just such a good atmosphere. That's the first time I met Dixie, by the way.
It's nice to see it. Like, it's nice to see, like, when them events do come together and people come back. Like Dixie, that were early 2000s, and then he came back. He was in Soup around about that time, about 3 or 4 years back. It was sort of past. Both sort of side-eyed each other. I think the other fuck, I fucking know you. And he's looking at me, that bit of oddness. And he come and he says, I fucking know you, don't I? I says, I fucking know you. And he says it was as a fusion. Like we used to like speak and stuff when he was in the chill out room. That was, he was only a boy then. He's a few years younger than me. There was Dixie and Pilkey.
Yeah. I remember them, yeah.
Aye, and them 2 used to bounce off each other, and that chill out room used to be absolutely fucking bouncing. But Dixie's another one that evolved. He chose the family life. He's head down with his work, and to be fair, we don't know each other on a personal level, just social media. You do notice, and that lad's grew. Took his cell out of it. He's progressed with his scaffolding and stuff like that, and wanting to be the best he can be. And the MC and took a back seat, but he still kept his hand in it. And
doing bits and bobs and that.
Aye, and it's nice to see that passion and that thing still is there. Because I'm sure he did a little bit on PGM, Blackpool Grime Media. I
don't know.
Are you not familiar with that?
It rings a bell. Is it with all the fucking
Little T and Sophie Aspin and that? Like,
right.
You'll know it as soon as you go on it, you'll know. But I'm sure he did a little bit on there because Smalley come back.
Yeah.
You know MC Smalley, that's when
Is that George Smalls? Is he? He's a grime artist now. Goes
yes, that's the one I put. He was known back. Yeah, you'll have been at school.
Okay, he was the same age as me.
Is he? He's actually part of the BGM stuff. No, that was sort of early 2000s-ish.
I think the MC Smalling thing was 2006, if I'm not mistaken. That'd be about the
Aye, it might have been on the cyber shots and on your little phones and stuff. Aye. No, I used to be in Fusion then quite a lot.
So is that when you sort of started to come back into the club scene and that, meeting them lot and Dance Factory?
Well, it used to be like, obviously, with Maxime's and stuff, that was like every 3 or 6 months, and it was something just to fucking
look forward to.
Oh, aye. Just something to it was a highlight of them being there. But on a weekend basis, that's what you used to have 1,000 to 2,000 fucking folk in. Like,
It wasn't every week, and people aren't getting sick and tired of it.
aye,
And
yeah. Oh, you'd have buses from Carlisle and Barrow and things like folk travelling 30, 40, 50 miles just to come for this event. And which, when I was talking to George the other night, like he says, I can't, like, the first night we met each other, it was when Blackout Crew sort of just started and they were on it, and there was a massive riot. All the Carlisle boys fucking started a big carry on, and it was just basically a massive riot in the club. There was fucking tables, chairs getting through, the bouncers were hiding behind the fucking door, behind the... I can always remind seeing one of the doormen hiding behind the bar doors, like a little porthole, fucking holding the door shut. Folk throwing chairs and stuff. I'm here pushing the fucking gambler off her. Just, like, oh man, I used to be a cunt, man. I used to wreck that fucking spot.
Yeah.
I used to wreck the fucking spot. No, that's chill. It's, to be fair, when I started on the doors, like a couple of the doormen, I'm like that. Who the fuck's give you a badge, man?
Yeah.
Like, you used to
we'll
be,
get into that further. In like,
I used to be a prick.
pushing off of the gambler, I love it.
Oh, I used to be a prick.
Now it's changed, isn't it?
No, I'm sorry. I've come a full 180.
Yeah.
But no, they after that, obviously Chris Pearce and stuff were starting to be up and comers and stuff like that. Fusion stopped. Fusion closed, and Hugs Nevers took over. And that was the Tutty Donkers era. That was like plant food and that, man. That were fucking, like, I can't really remember a lot of that other than fucking bleeding noses and... and
I remember that's sort of the era where I was properly starting to get into it. I remember...
You'll have been about like 18-ish, 17, 18, 19, were you?
No,
But
mate, I was younger
2008,
than that.
2009.
No, mate, I'm fucking miles younger than that,
Oh,
pal, I started, because I used to do Drayton's events as well. I can remember going to Hogs and Effers for... It was something dead cheesy. Something called, it was a Battle of the Brands or something like that. Can you remember that? Does that ring a bell?
Rings a bell, yeah.
So there was like all the different sort of... Because it was... Can you remember back in the day? This is a good thing as well. Can you remember like back in the day where... Every sort of local town, village, like Claytonmoor, Egremont or Whitehaven, Workington, they would all have their own little like groups of MCs and DJs. So it'd be like, and the Battle of the Brands, I think they put all the different lads on there.
Well, that's I think I messaged you the other month about that, didn't I? About bringing local talent back. And having a multi-genre night. Anywhere from Chris Rigg doing his Italian till all the way up till fucking Doof and stuff like that. That'd be like a similar type of thing. But no, Hogs and Effers and Level 2 used to be two separate things. You used to go upstairs and that's just when them boys sort of dominated. And I think that were around the end of Fusion and Hogs and Effers, that were at my peak of fucking arseholeness. In 2010, gone. Like everything just stopped. 2010, like touching the
Back
level.
into the recession in it, so...
It just went like that, gone. Everything gone. And we've only sort of come back when you come, like it's... If it wasn't for you, I'm going to say 2007, 2000.
2011, I put my first event on. And it was shit and it was dead and...
About 2015, that's when stuff started teetering back. Like started coming back. I found.
Yeah. So I could give you a sort of timeline. 2011, it was really shit because we done fuck all. Like we couldn't get the numbers at all. 2012 was not much better.
No, 12.
2013, that's when it started. The ball started to like we were getting a few in. 2014, we did the first basement night in Whitehaven, and it was absolutely rammed. And I was just like, we could be onto something here. Do you know what I mean? And then, as I say, from there, it got a bit better and better, and it was. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I lost. I've got 3 years missing. 2012 to 15. I've got 3 years missing there. Just out of my life. Obviously, I had no involvement. I won't touch on that. There's 3 years. I've got a 3 year gap that I don't want to discuss. Where I wasn't available.
Yeah.
No, and then coming back, obviously after 2015, like I emerged from my fucking from my bad patch.
Just when I met you, then.
Yeah.
When you was,
I'm a mate, Joe, you know Joe still, don't you? Joe's one of my good pals.
yeah.
Joe were working on the doors, and he picked us up and fucking give us a check. Get your fucking head together. Just get your fucking head together, man. Like that were one of my lowest points in my life. Then, fucking give yourself a fucking check. So I'll come through and I'll say what it's all about. Come through down them first 3 steps, boom, 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 come down into fucking TJ's. Fucking the first doors opened, and then the second doors. I can still remember it now. I'm like just on that basement, and like.
Oh, was it one of my nights?
Aye,
Oh, right,
like
okay.
that were. No, but this time 7 years ago, or something like that. It's like, what the fuck have I walked into here? It was fucking it was absolutely fucking bouncing it, and that brought me back out of shit. Like
that thing we had going for a while in TJ's, downstairs, underground sort of feel. It was a sort of moment captured in time, I thought it was just, if you weren't there, you didn't experience it.
You can't explain it. Just walking through that door, like with the Italian and that on that way. It's like certain songs can put me back into a certain place, like a certain like deja vu for me. And it was that were my.
Do you remember what night it was by any chance? I know, like, it was a basement on that, but I genuinely can't remember the first time.
But October, November 2015.
Right, okay. I'll have a look
Before
at the
your
flyers.
comps, round about your comp time. Because obviously with your competitions and Todd getting in them and
Right.
because Todd won the DJ comp.
Yeah, that was January 16.
Yeah.
That one. So the event before, what was that? I'll have a think.
Aye,
I'll put a
round
flyer
about
on
the
here
night,
of what
yeah,
it was.
Aye. No, and then obviously I started working with you a lot in there.
Yeah.
And then
We had some good nights in there though.
like it's
It was just a nice era.
and then about April time in 2016 approached by John and Gash. GL3 was a secret. Like GL3 were getting done and stuff. And I did a phone call, can you come into work, I want to have a word with you. I was like, what the fuck have I done wrong now, man? I've done something wrong. Pulled in with Gash and John. We're opening upstairs, we want you to be the fucking doorman of it. It caused a bit of shit, to be honest, because there's been doorman there for 10 fucking years, and I'm a fresh faced right off the fucking street, and getting through into this position of this position at the new club that everybody wants to be in after fucking 3 or 4 months of having a badge. But that was just like John said, it's just a testament to your character, like of you know what I mean.
I think you fitted in very well with the basemental crowd as well. Like, there's certain faces in my head that stick out of when I was running the events in there. It was always, so it was like you, Gash,
Phil
Davidson, Phil would come down to every event, make sure he was on it. Keith Moore was another one. He'd come down to them.
No, to work them events, you've got to love them events. Like,
yeah,
I've got to love them. Like, you've got to be part of it, and that's why I'm obviously known with the events. I get handpicked to work on the events. You start having the leniency with people and all the clientele and all the how to deal with them and stuff like that. No, then GL3, like you obviously pioneered the we opened the night of GL3, didn't you?
Yeah, I was basically Gash approached me and said, obviously I was doing quite well downstairs with TJs. We were running events. He says, basically, I want to put the events on. I want you to sort them out. You know who's who within the scene. You just come to me and we'll sort it out from there.
I said Finchy, didn't he?
Well, the opening night was Hicksy. We've talked about this on the podcast before. And it was just absolutely rammed. So basically they said, we want a big name to kick off the night. So they got Hicksy on. I didn't have much involvement in that, if I'm honest with you. I just said I'll play, I'll help promote it and stuff like that. But I didn't book the lineup. It was Gash himself. So he got me, Todd, and Chris.
Was it Scott Brown or something?
No, I did that, yeah.
Was it Scott Brown?
So then kicked off the club. I thought, fuck, this is gonna be good, this club, because the first night it was rammed. It was absolutely rammed. And then from there we then thought, what we're gonna do? We're gonna bring Bass Metal upstairs, or we're gonna keep it in TJ's? What we're gonna do?
It's always been downstairs. That's what it's associated with, wasn't it?
Yeah. So I thought, right, we'll see how it goes, because we're getting some good nights on. And then I obviously, because it was a separate entrance to get into GL3, we were like, right, if we're going to do this, we'll get big DJs on, we're going to get tickets, etc. And then approached Gash about doing the Bass Metal Weekender, which was, we would have on the Friday about tonight. It was always
Bank holiday, that wasn't it?
Yeah, bank holiday it was. A bank holiday weekend in August of 2016. And then on Saturday, so basically I had a core team of residents that I had. This was the one and only time that I had this big thing of residents, where it was, there was me, there was Chris, there was Todd, there was Darren Cherry, Hoodie, Brent Hood, there was Martin Kavanagh, off the top of my head, I think, because there was like so much going on. Oh, and then there was Jagger as well, obviously. Jagger came, Jagger come and befriended me. Oh, I've got a fucking brilliant story about that, but that's for another podcast. And then, right, we'll do this then. So then I said to Darren wanted to do a back to the old school night, Darren Cherry, and I said, yeah, go for it. He had the Saturday, I believe. No, the Sunday, sorry, he had the Sunday. And I did Bass Metal Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but it was all different themed music. So on the Friday, I booked Finchy, and I think everyone burnt out because on that Friday. So there was me, Todd.
If anyone hasn't seen this,
What?
Todd Murphy's GL3 live performance of
Maniac.
Maniac.
Maniac, yeah, go and check it out. It's class.
Check it out, man.
Yeah. That was mental. So then, honestly, that first night of the Weekender, like, it was absolutely rammed. We were turning people away at the door. Like, it's not often you get that in Whitehaven.
No, it was just, I can always mind that spot being fucking madness. I used to be right stressed out with running between the two,
Yeah.
and back and forward and stuff like that. Like, and I can't mind. It was the Finchy night that was fucking madness for me. Like, it was absolute madness. No, that's when everything started to sort of come back, didn't it?
So off the back of that night, off the back of that Weekender, we were sort of regular every other month in there, and I was helping sort out the house events, doing some. Basically, people were coming to me like with brands saying, "Can I put the how can we work something out and doing this?" And then I was like, right, what we'll do is we'll do this. So I put this, like, say there was a house event promoter.
I can remember. I didn't agree with the house events. I used to bore my piece that with the darkness. Like, we had one boy come in, we had Jack in, didn't we? Who demanded all the lights to be turned off, and every table had a litre bottle of vodka and a litre bottle of whiskey and everything, like as if it was some high-end fucking gangster fucking nightclub.
I didn't know this.
I was pissed off with the. I don't know if it was one of your nights, but it was definitely a house night.
Right. Well, I to be honest with you, I what I done was when people were coming to me, I was just right because I had some clowns as well. Some clowns like, listen, I want me and 500 mates on the mic. Are like, well, you can't do this, man. So, but people who come with good ideas, I was like, fair enough, you can sort of whatever. So obviously Gash got a couple other people in as well. He got a couple of things, and then so people were cottoning on to what was going on. So then I got Farrell onto me saying he wanted to do a sanctuary night, and this is when it all started proper popping off again, because obviously everyone had seen what we'd done with Finchy. It was like, this is booming.
No,
So
that's where a lot of folk don't understand. With you, like you are under fucking stated, man. You don't take the credit for, you don't get the credit, but you don't want the credit for your involvement and for what you do, and like for West Cumbria for what you have done. Like
I don't think I've done that much, mate. I just
you start. If it wasn't for none of that shit would have started, would it?
Depends how you look at it.
No, it wouldn't be, and it wouldn't have led with the DJ comp and Todd. Like Todd wouldn't have made 135 what it was. Like you have been like a platform, like a stepping stone for all these other things to
Yeah, I can agree with that.
to come off. Like that's my opinion as a member of the public. You know,
Yeah.
like that's what I see. You have. If it wasn't for you, your involvement, your control and stuff like that, that club wouldn't have succeeded. It wouldn't have been what it is. It wouldn't have led to
some of the nights.
to Top Gun being downstairs, and then that wouldn't have lent to, that wouldn't have spurred off till like Sank in the Lakes and that. Like if it wasn't for you, like you've been that contact up here with Farrell, like because nobody else had that behind them. That influence and that push to get out like that going.
Yeah, well, Farrell got on to me about. He said, what do you fancy doing? Sank, West Cumbria, and I was like, right, well, I'll see what the crack is and that. See, because in my head at the time, and I'll be clear, I'll be black and white with everything what I say, and obviously it's getting recorded so people can think what they want and that. I thought to myself, my first thought was, is he going to come in here and ruin what I've built? Like, because I've my own brand of bass metal at the time, and I thought, is he gonna come in and then he's gonna saturate it? Because I could be on 1 month, they'll be on the next month, and it's like, oh, too much influx of whatever. And then he come and said about this idea about doing sort of who we wanted on and I thought and stuff like that, and some of the names he wanted to bring, and I was like, this sounds interesting, like it's definitely something I can back, and I thought it'd be just good for the town. Like wasn't selfish about it. I want to make that clear as well, that I could have easily just said, no, it's all right, we'll just pass on that, like, and I thought it's probably going to affect my brand, but for the town overall, I think it's an absolute fucking brilliant idea. And then so what we done was we give him what was the first one back now? Could have been the Easter Sunday, possibly. Yeah, Easter Sunday it was, 2017. And well, obviously it sold out. It sold out before the doors even opened, so we couldn't even let people in. Do you know what I mean? Can you remember that night?
There was a cover up on it.
Yeah, Clover was on. There was me, John G, Dario Rossi.
The videos and pictures will be on my phone.
Yeah, there are videos and that's out. Yeah,
I'll have them on my phone. Like,
and it was just a success, and it worked, and it just goes to show that there was people who love bounce music out there, and they were right up for it, and it was a good time, a real good time. And straight after, Farrell was like, "This is what an atmosphere." So like,
I think it's because we missed it for that long, and we had a belt, a little team of fucking bar staff, and like they're just little donk heads, man, like just little donk birds.
Well, that was the thing. Like, I'm not name dropping me, like, but like like I said, it was right place, right time. When I think of the bass mental, and I think of jail free. It was always like so you and Gash and that, and then there was like Carla and Tia and all them lot.
Like Tia's still fucking mad into it now, man. Fucking 7-8 years down the line, and
there was loads of, and they all just loved it, and I think that's what made it a special time.
It's but like you said about not being selfish. Like if you were selfish on it, you wouldn't. 7 years down the line, you're at Sanking Blackpool next week. That could have impacted on you.
I never really thought about that, to be honest. To be honest with you, like, and I've said this in post, I've said this about my events, I've said it about everything. I just want this podcast as well. I don't want it to build on my name. I want it to preserve what the scene is. It's probably the most selfless thing I'll do doing this podcast. But I'm like, I've got you on. I didn't need to ask. I know this sounds bad, and I'm not blowing my own trumpet by any stretch. Don't like get that impression. The thing is, I got you on because I thought, do you know something? No one's gonna know who you are. You're not gonna put up my views at all. No. And I know that, but I think that you've got a good story, a good involvement in the scene, and you've like. I find it interesting, and it's something to get a good perspective of. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's. I've got nothing to bring to the fucking table in the slightest, but like we're on about, you see, your podcast isn't all about fucking music and stuff like that. It's about life events and all sorts. Like it's. I'm here to speak to you because I've had a bad couple of fucking years, but this last month or two has been fucking dog shit, man. It's fucking dog shit. Like, it's. I'm taking that chance to speak to you as a man. You know what I mean? Like just to get shit off my chest, and I wanted to do this. To do this with you to touch on about talking about stuff, you know what I mean? I haven't come here and said I'm going to fucking kill myself, I fucking hate my bird, man, I've got no money, I've got this, I've got that, like, I don't see my fucking kid, like, it's, you don't have to come and get all your shit out as a man. I know we're with you, just a general chit chat on shit, like, it's helped me out. You know what I mean? If I wanted to start talking about all my problems and stuff like that, I can't get a gram of coke and end up in some kitchen somewhere just talking absolute fucking shite.
Yeah.
With somebody who's like, going to be my best mate, like, at the end of the night, man. Like, it's no, we will get into the mental health fucking side of shit, like, but no, you are, like, it's I can't explain. Like, you are. It's showing your character. Like, you are fucking understated. You are massively understated. And like, you are like humble with everything you say and everything you do. I say you haven't went like everybody else trying to get the big names and stuff like that. To be fair, if one folk can be asked to sit and watch an hour fucking video of me, you know what I mean? Fair play to you, man. Like, but it's once again, it's pushing your brand and who you are and getting folk more of an insight into to Brad Milburn rather than Brad RIFFRESH, you know what I mean?
I suppose so.
Like,
yeah.
It's you know what I mean? You're not just a face, you're not just a fucking name on a flyer. You're not just a track. Like, this is giving you a face. Like,
yeah, definitely. Like, I can see that definitely.
It
makes you more of a three-dimensional person, I suppose. Yeah, but this is what I mean. You touch on the mental health stuff there. Like some people will never know what it's like to be involved in the music circuit, or club circuit or anything like that. Like, people don't realise how it affects you mentally, and that's as a DJ, an MC, a bouncer, a promoter, club owner, fucking light jock, anything like that. Like it takes a certain type of person to do the certain type of job. I couldn't do the bouncing because it's like, as a doorman, like, I'm not saying that. I probably could give it a go, but I wouldn't.
No, it's a fucking horrible. It's a fucking laugh. It's a joke. It's took us places that are fucking unbelievable, man. But the other side of it, why I've left it at the minute, it's taken its toll on me as a man on a personal level. Like last couple of years, like I left 135 and stuff like that, and obviously I had my fallout with Soup over my violence. I'm not, I'm not a nasty person, man. You know, I'm not. I'm not. I haven't got an ego about myself. Like I'm not.
Not like
I
that.
don't need that shit. I found it now. The last couple of years is, and the younger generation and stuff like that. I think they can get away with saying what the fuck they want.
Yeah.
To me, as a 40-year-old man, like, I'm nearly 40, like to get back chat and abuse and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I take it personal. I don't.
Then it could be like a throwaway comment.
I take it personally, even something from what opening that front door. You know, how you doing, pal? If you ever look us up and down, and they go, I've just got to bite my lip and turn my head. And as a doorman, you get looked at as a traffic warden. You put that badge on, you're looked at as a fucking traffic warden. They think they can say and do what they want to you. And this last couple of years, I've started taking stuff right personal, with being down and fed up, and I get a bit of fucking jip at home and stuff like that. Everything just started to boil up and boil up and boil up and boil up and boil up. Where I just snap. Just completely fucking snap. If I don't snap, I've seen me standing in that nightclub, fucking standing in the corner with a lump in my throat and the lass going, "Are you alright? Are you alright? Are you alright? You're not alright. You're not alright. You're not alright." And I'm saying, "No, just leave us alone." I'm saying, "No, just fucking leave us alone. I'm alright." And fucking tears start rolling down my face. I said, just fuck off and leave us alone. I'm not being nasty. I know you're trying to help, but just fuck off and leave me alone.
You need that long time as well.
I'm I'm having a bad time at home, like with fucking no money and work, and I can't see my fucking kid, and a million fucking things just on top of my head, and then I have to go there to work till fucking 4:00 in the morning just to deal with
You're an arsehole.
with shite. And folk wonder why I lose my fucking rag. Like, I'm not nasty, and I have took myself out of that situation. I did end up starting to let Danny down with my temper. Letting my personal issues impact my job. Like anything I've done, like it's never impacted. It's never reflected on the company or the club or out like that. It has come close once or twice, but it's to be called names. Like somebody can do something wrong, and I'll say, "Look, can you stop? Can you get down off that table?" And then you get looked down at. What you're going to do? You fat cunt. Look, there's no need to be like that with us. You wouldn't want me dancing on your living room table at home. Can I ask you to get down off the table, please? Fuck off. So that I've asked 2 times now. I'm not an argumentative person. So look, I've asked you twice. Nice, can you get off that table? You think you're hard with your fucking steroids and your tattoos and blah. So that's when something just snaps you, mate. I'll just pull your fucking ankles and try and snap you back off of that table. Like that's my thing as a man. Like it's if we were to walk up the road now and say there's somebody sitting on my car outside, all right, pal, can you not sit on my car bonnet? Chances are they go, oh, sorry, mate. If I had my door badge on, are you alright to get off that car? I think they can speak to you like a fucking like a prick. Like, and just because I put that badge on doesn't make me any less of a man or any less of a fucking person. But the way I get myself upset a lot and wound up. And if I can get through to somebody, say if somebody's been fucking arsey with us, some lad's been arsey, and I'll explain, look mate, I've been at work, I've been up since 7 o'clock this morning, I've been at work till fucking 6. I've gone home, let my dogs out, had my tea, I've got changed, I've been here from 8 and I'll be here till fucking 4 o'clock in the morning. I'll get 50 or 60 fucking quid. I haven't seen my missus all day. I'm due to have my boy tomorrow. I won't get to see him because I won't get up till fucking dinner time. I'll have a bad head and I'm tired and I'm fucking knackered. Like, do you really think I can be asked, like, fighting and arguing with you? But even to have it put on your toes, like, to be... Like, to go and deal with 5 of the hardest men in that fucking... in that club, that falls on me. To go and break up 5 lads or some fucking arsehole that... I know another reason why I left it as well is... luckily, now it's never followed us home. If you end up provoking us and you get one, it's generally left at that. Is like at Carlisle, when we went to Carlisle on Saturday, like avoided the trouble and the shit there. That one fucking arsehole turned about no top on and one of them fucking bags over his shoulder and that, like, just bouncing about like a dickhead. He can start his shit with me. This is why I don't go to the events and why I won't go to the events. And he asked us to go to Blackpool. I want to come to Blackpool. I want to be involved. I want to go. If I go with you when I'm in that DJ box, I've got a purpose to be there. If I'm there as a doorman, I've got a purpose to be there. But to be there as a normal person, and then that lad, I can have somebody fucking 6 foot tall, goes to the fucking gym, loves the fucking tell, alpha male. It's the difference between an alpha male and a sigma. I've only just found this out actually. A sigma male is same level as an alpha male, but the introverted, they don't need that fucking gratification and justification and stuff like that. When an alpha male seeks that has to keep everybody in line and seeks that fucking I am. I know myself. If anybody's got anything about the cell and they're a sigma male, if they like myself, I look at you and you get all right. I look at him and think, that could be a challenge, that. He'll look at me and think, it could be a challenge, that. He's done that wrong to me, so I don't need to be nasty with him. Vice versa, you go, all right. But then you get to, obviously, the ones that want to be something. And
like have a name for themselves.
A fucking name for themselves, I couldn't give a fuck, me. And I found it when I went to start working at Carlisle a lot. Nobody knew us. And a couple of the names and a couple of the faces. Luckily, I know names, but I didn't know faces.
Right, we can get into this then, because obviously this is when we've sort of become mates off the back of it, really. I'm not even sure how this happened, but so post-pandemic, I seen we sort of got chatting and that, and then so you're working in Carlisle. What was the spot called again?
Rouge,
right. So you're working in Rouge is when we started when you started coming with me to the gigs.
About a year ago.
Yeah, and then so from there, you've told me some stories. You can, if you want to share them on here, you can do it.
Let's go on like that way.
So as you say, you're learning the names and the faces of the people in Carlisle and stuff like that. You've been given sort of a fresh start out there.
That's why I left. I left the club scene. I left West Cumbria and stuff like that. Went to Carlisle. Just a complete change of place. It's lap dancing bar.
Yeah.
I went in, my face fit, like, with the owner.
If you don't mind me asking, like, what's the difference between, like, dorming at a rave and dorming at a lap dancing club? Because, as I said, there's 2 stigmas either side.
Yeah.
Of if you're a bouncer at a rave, it's all very... watching out for drugs orientated, wrecked heads, it's a bit more lively. Whereas you look for different things in a thing. So,
what I struggle. We'd always been in the clubs and the events. All I've been for all I've ever been part of a team is the one that you let the collar off. Go. I don't like the front door. I don't like dealing with confrontation. Like, you know what I mean? If I haven't argued with somebody, you're clearly fucking 17-year-old. That's your fucking mum's ID. I don't want to argue with you to be called names because you're clearly at fucking fault, and I don't want to fucking. I don't want to. I try to take myself out of that situation and stuff like that. I've always been. It's just instinctive for me to just to get into stuff. Like it's. I'm not an arguer, but you can have a brawl with 10 men in there, and I'll just come and wipe the fucking floor. Like it's just something instinctively in us, where you get over Dorm and they'll flap and it's a fight or flight thing. Put me on a front door, and my fight or flight goes from 2 seconds to 10 seconds to have to figure it out, and that's where I'm bad for putting nut on fork. If I don't react in that 2 seconds, you can call me a name, which then I go home and I take it personal and I get upset and I overthink it and I don't want to come back out. And I think, who does he think he's speaking to? Like, he bothers me as a man. Like,
the thing is, though, it just shows that, like, lads or doormen, you could be the hardest cunt in the world, but you don't know what people are taking.
It fucking hits me. Like, it fucking hits me in my head. Like insults or threats or stuff like that. I did last year through there, threatened with a fucking, I'm going to get shot, I'm going to get this, I'm going to get, do you know who I am, blah, blah, blah. I said, I couldn't give a fuck who you are. I don't need you. I don't need this shit. At the end of the day, pal, you're not allowed in your band out. I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll get my dad. I pulled him in and I put his teeth out. Then all of a sudden his fucking thing changed. Like, that was just like a snap decision. I think, oh, well, if I don't, a lot of the time I hit folk and I don't know I've done it, but it's I don't realise till after I've done it. I've
like a blackout type thing.
That decision to make. The people couldn't stay with his fucking top rack missing, and then I'll go into fucking dad mode and give him this fucking speech of I don't fucking need to be here, man. Do you think I need to be here? Do I need to be threatened and shouted at by you? But off the back of that, I can either be insulted and put down, and then I go home and then I get upset and fed up thinking, I've just been stood down in front of fucking every cunt. Like, for what? Or I can defend myself, stick up for myself without arguing, and then either risk being shot or fucking stabbed or having 10 lads coming back, having my house smashed to bits, my fucking car smashed to bits. For fucking what? Because some dickhead wants to insult us. For now, it's like folk being racist and stuff. But I've took a back seat out of it. We're being provoked, and grass. There's a lot of grasses at the minute. As soon as I lay hands on folk, I'll have your badge, all this and folk trying to get us done for assault and this and stuff like that. It's just an involuntary fucking action with me. I'll just butt your teeth out. Like, but I'm not nasty, and I do apologise, and I am. It's just in us. But if I don't, why should I go home and put my mental health into the fucking ground? Because I'm getting the spot to, like, somebody constantly being called, like, being racist to somebody on a daily basis. Or somebody calling somebody, you're fat, or somebody calling somebody fucking names. Like, why should anybody be subject to that?
We're all human at the end of the day, do you know what I mean?
And as a man, it does fucking bother us. Like, it does, and I get in arguments with my fucking bird every day. Like, I argue, my bird's vicious. She's fucking evil. She's nasty, man.
I hope she's not watching this.
Oh, she fucking will, and I'll get a dogging for making her look like a cunt. But no, like, she is who she is at the end of the day. And it's just me being a soft, like, she bollocks her for being a soft ass, like, stop taking everything personal, and I do take stuff personal, like, I do struggle massively with my with my stuff, you know what I mean. As a man, I think we all do. Like, I'm not making enough money. I'm either out the house all the time. Like, with you being a DJ and stuff like that, like, you can go to Blackpool, you're DJing until 6 o'clock in the morning, and you might not get back till fucking 9 o'clock in the morning, and then if your missus isn't understanding, missus, we've got to go here, we've got to do this, we've got to do that, we've got to do this, get out of fucking bed. That's impacting on your
life,
on your fucking on your passion and what you do. And that's where, like, there was that realisation into stuff with where I can relate, where I can relate to another person, like Corver. Like, I think we need to talk Jordan. Like, that rhyme, like that. You think, fuck me, man. That boy goes through.
Well, yeah.
What I go through.
Shows that everyone's human as well.
Aye, and like the suicidal thoughts track and stuff like that. I think, oh man, like, fucking, I idolise that man. Like, he's the top of the game. He's always fucking smiling, happy and stuff like that, and it makes you take a back seat, thinking, fucking hell, it's not just me. Like, he's fucking fed up, man. He's been through fucking heartbreak and stuff like that, and that's, as an MC, that's that interaction. That's
you don't realise that
No,
what everyone else has been through, do you?
No.
No, do you? Fuck?
no, not at all. Like, we all do go through stuff. Like, I've been at my darkest of fucking times. I mean, I've been at the point of fucking doing my selling 4 years ago, like, and like, I will touch on it, like, I will openly say it. Not many folk know it. I hung myself fucking 4 years ago.
Did you?
Aye.
See, I didn't know. You never told me.
No, I don't. A lot of folk don't tell folk stuff. Like, it's, I'm a closed book. At the end of the, like, I don't accept ask for help. Anytime I've asked for help, you get tired with a brush. Like, you get labelled, and that's why I can't be asked with folk on social media and that, like, sharing all the stuff like, I'm depressed and like the depression quotes and stuff like that. Go and get help and things like that. Like, half of you folk are in fucking group chats every day, and you're sharing the same fucking depression quote as your pals just fucking shared. You're both liking it, always here for you and stuff like that. Sometimes people don't want to speak. I don't want to tell you that I'm fed up.
If you're an introverted, depressed person, why the last thing you'd want as a depressed person is to be like, fucking you sharing it? Because if you're introverted, the whole point of it is you don't want people to know your shit. Do you know what I mean?
No, like, as I'm like, I do stuff on my own, and I've got to say, like, pills don't pay bills. Then I can go to doctors now. That pack of fucking sertraline isn't going to go to work and do my fucking job for us, is it? It's not going to go and get his money. It's not going to go and... them pills aren't going to do fuck all. And I got made to go and ask for help. I couldn't get myself out of this fucking... Just a bad fucking bad time, a bad place. I couldn't get out of it. Trying to get work, I couldn't get work, and I was trying my fucking hardest and thinking, what's wrong with this? Me and my fucking missus weren't getting on, and I wasn't allowed to see my boy and stuff like that due to... I went to the doctors, I asked for help, told them what was going on in here, and I was just labelled with being a volatile, unstable, suicidal, fucking steroid abusing monster. You don't know, like, I've come here to ask for fucking help. You've said I'm not allowed to see my kid because I'm unstable. I've never done a fucking thing to my kid. I've never done... No. Well, you can have an appointment in 8 weeks to see a counsellor. right, I've got to go and see a counsellor that's never had depression before. I was on 50, 60 grand a fucking year, being to university. Never had to deal with the shit that I'm dealing with, so you can't relate to what the fuck I'm on with. Or you can have some tablets that'll start working in 6 weeks. At the end of the day, like in 6 weeks, I could be fucking dead. All my problems are solved. Like you need to sort it out here now and fucking then. And that's where I think a lot of lads and lasses do themselves. Yeah, man, I haven't got 6 weeks to fucking wait. Like,
Yeah.
my shit's in, my problem's fucking here now.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
And I can relate to. I've got all the respect for anybody who does do it and has the bottle to fucking do it. I've got all the respect in the world for them. I have, because they're making a choice for them. Like for them, they're not thinking about how. Obviously, it does hurt other people and stuff like that when you are gone. But you're making that decision for you. And I've had one of my mates who's going through a tough time and that, and he started getting on my fucking tits, like sharing all this stuff on Facebook, man, like depression stuff and that. He's on about counselling, and the counsellor says to him, next time you're thinking about killing yourself, sit there and say out loud, don't do it. What kind of crack's that, man?
I've never heard that before. Like,
Don't do it. So I says to him, next time you're going to do it, eh? I says, ring me up, and I'll just say, just get on with the cunt, eh? Get the fuck on with it. Come to my house. I says, and we'll sort it, man. I says, I'll fucking sort it for you. And he was like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? I says, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I've been there myself. And folk piss me off that constantly fucking harp on about it. Like, they're making the threats all over Facebook. Fair enough, they're asking for attention, but just asking for attention. Anybody who does do it is anybody who does do it and isn't going to do it doesn't see a fucking thing. They're both gone, and that's why it's a shock and a surprise to everyone. Like you do get, there is one or two people on Facebook that are always fucking on it, and it gets boring, like because it's week in week out. The boy who cried wolf, like, and from my point of view. Mine come from nowhere. 10 years back, I fell out with my boy's mum and stuff like that, and having a hard time. And I went and walked my dog and that, and for days it was just going through you. What do we do? Like, I've lost everything, man. I fucking lost everything. My dog pulled us through that. Like, my dog was always my rock. Until about 4 years ago, like I got ill 4 years ago. Like it started with me when I lost my voice and that, and I went to hospital. She said, "Oh, you've got pre-cancerous fucking cells in your throat, and I think I'm going to die," and all that shit. Like, against my better judgment, I went to the doctors and they give us some more tablets, which I don't take meds. Like I don't take them. I'll only ever go if I'm asked to be somebody close to us. Who's maybe a bit fucking worried for us, and they can see that I'm in that bad place. I'll do it for them. I'll go and ask them. I'll see if these fucking tablets work. We'd have them what I've got. Like I don't like fucking label and stuff like it. It's like a personality fucking disorder thing, yeah. Like when I put my badge on, I'm fucking Superman, Superman, Clark Kent, Jekyll and Hyde. Certain tablets can affect you in certain ways, like with my extremities or my emotions, like with being happy, sad, upset, fucking stuff like that. A certain tablet can, instead of bringing that happy side out, it can bring my nasty side out. It can bring my upset side, but bring my depression out. I started with some tablets, and after 2 or 3 days, I just wasn't right in myself, and started getting a bit fucking so much right here, man, like a bit schizophrenic. Like I thought there were folk coming out of mirrors and stuff, and thinking, this isn't good. This. Rang doctors up. I said, look, man, I said these fucking things aren't Well, I'm not keen on these. Oh, just
You're
give them.
taking them to
They're
work
gonna,
at all.
they're going to start working in 6 or 8 weeks. But anyway, I've still got all my other shit on the go, like I've no money stuff on my head, and I got hard time, and I'm fucking homeless, and everything on top of my head. And I continued against my better judgment, taking them. Went with I had 4 days. I didn't get out of bed for 4 days, just zombied in bed. I didn't even want to get out of fucking bed. Then I took the dog out. Went and sat out with the dog for 8 hours, sitting on the shore with the dog, my best friend in the world, my dog. And no, I didn't tell anyone how I was doing. But it's all just going on in there, bottled up in here, like.
So it's a mental game, right?
I'm a failure as a man. I'm a failure as a boyfriend. I'm a failure as a fucking as a dad. Like it's I'm trying and I'm trying and I'm trying and I'm not getting anywhere. Like, but I am fucking trying. Like I do want to be better, but everything's just against us. That thing of going out the house, like I lost weight, I looked like shit, I felt like shit. And my experience, I didn't plan it. I didn't.
Not premeditated or like that. It's just in your head. That's it.
No. Like I've sat there for days thinking, oh, I'll take tablets, I'll do this, I'll go and get some tablets, I'll do this, I'll do that. Like that's when you have got time to rethink stuff. Like if you're going to take tablets and stuff like that, you have got that 50-50ness like inside. You have how am I going to live type of thing. But no, I took my dog out. Come back with my dog, walk through the living room. Dog's laid off. Went to the stairs. Tied my dog's laid on. Put the handle through my middle, put it around my left and stepped off. No fucking thought, none.
So like autopilot it.
Auto, like exactly fucking autopilot. Poof. Just out of fucking. It was scary, man. Like it were. It was from. It was auto. That's a good way I think. That was fucking. It was autopilot.
So you were sort of moving without thinking, sort of thing. Is that the way? Yeah.
And then next thing I come on, backing up, my dog fucking on top of us, fucking, my dog on top of us, raging. Obviously, because I took the dog's lead like a fucking daft cunt dog, so you think, I'm going for a walk, like a fucking dad's taking himself for a fucking walk, hanging off there, man, like what you do with my lead back and that and stuff. Mrs. come through. She tried to get us off. My dog were kicking off because obviously my dog's trying to protect me and look after me. She went to the kitchen, got a knife, fucking cut it, and then I dropped from the stairs. In the heap, down the stairs, scuttled down the stairs, hit the fucking wall, and then dog standing on top of me. Like,
are you out at this point?
Gone now. I'll show a picture on my phone with my eyes. That much pressure in my head. My eyes were like, total recall when he comes out the fucking thing at the end. I had blood red eyes for a month, just with the pressure of fucking hanging myself. And I went to an event. It was a sank event, and I used to pick Fiddy up from fucking from Carlisle. Fiddy would come down from Glasgow and get the train and stuff. And I didn't tell anybody. He got in the van, and he just said, "I won't ask." Because he's on my level, Adam, like as he was nicest.
He's a good
like,
lad.
a genuine fucking man, like a man, like me and him with that love for each other's fucking. I didn't even have to tell him, he fucking knew. But not a word was said on it. We couldn't come to work it, and then we went, and I had food and that before we went to the event, and like the sound checks and stuff. And I'm there forecasting questions, and I had to make an excuse, man. My dog jumped on my fucking face. trying to make excuses. And then, like, obviously, when I'd walk up on the floor, and all I thought was, why did you cut me off there, man?
Had you knocked off autopilot at this moment? Had you come round as if to like?
No, I'd walk up fucking unconscious, and like it'd come up. I can always remember now that they're gasping and like snoring, like fucking coming around and waking up. And I'm more gutted that she cut us off, to be honest. Like, no, I wasn't like that. Like, I was gutted, man. I've had the fucking. That could have been my chance to fucking. Like to go type of thing, yeah. Off the back of that, I pulled my shit together, made the decision to start working for myself. A lot of it was, I'm quite self-reliant. I won't work for anyone. I like to work for myself, and everything's me. Whether I fucking win, whether I lose, whether
you create your own fate. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's like with myself, mate. I always, man, like it's whether it's any aspect of my life. I like doing my own thing. I don't like being tied to a 9 to 5 or something. Like I
thrive in your own environment.
Yeah. I mean, if I fuck up, it's my fault. You know, it was that bit of the kick up the arse of I'll try again. Fucking try again. And I did. I come out of lockdown. I done fucking awesome. Like I took full advantage of people not working and stuff like that. Like I abused the fuck out the system. I did do well, but this last 12 months, I've like finished my business and stuff like that, and I made this decision to be happy, working for myself, working 7 days a week, fucking countless hours, absolutely countless hours, but making silly money and then getting dogged at home for fucking, you're either never fucking in, or you're paying a greedy company that fucking money. Like, I can't win, man. I'm either at home and I'm a fucking lazy cunt for sitting on the fucking sofa. I'm a bum for having no fucking money, or I'm shouted at for having too much money and not being in the fucking house. So that's another thing as a bloke. You're like,
yeah,
fuck me, how can I fucking win here? Like, it's you know, how can I fucking win? And then the stresses of trying to run a business and do stuff on my own, trying to get people to work for you, like making excuses 2 hours before. Oh, I can't come in here, like, and or putting that work out for somebody else to do, and it not being up to a standard that I'm happy with. But I've got to put my name on it because I'm getting paid to do that work. It was just too fucking stressful. I bumped into Le Mans last year, millionaire.
This is when I was saying years.
I've been working for him for a little bit. No, we were both on a job. I got asked to do a job near Lancaster. It was on a fishing pond. It was put disabled access in for lottery fund and stuff like that. I were on it and I took my boy down and when my boy couldn't work for us, and I put that video on of me explaining to him about having to work for your money and stuff like that. No, he was there, shitty old 4x4, fucking dirty old dumper, dirty old diesel, he's with his fucking dog and stuff. And he was on his own, I was on my own. I jumped in and helped him, like he helped me, and we just got on, just like that. The end of the week, so would you come and do a couple of jobs for me? I said, when I've got now on, I says, I'm fucking 7 days a fucking week. I says, I'm doing £300 a day. I says, and I'm on working 7 days a fucking week. When I've got now on, I says, I'll laugh with it, and I'll come down for you and do you some bits. I says, just if it's a day off to me and I'm not making any money, I'd rather make half my money than out. And you'd see like he took a bit of interest in that. So he went down, looking for this fucking house. I can't find your house. Can't find your house. Whereabouts you are? She's next to this big fucking bastard house in the middle of nowhere with like fucking stables and that. That's my house. Right. I thought he was just a normal bloke, man. The fucker's a millionaire. I don't make a lot of money. So I travel an hour and a half there, an hour and a half back. But to me, this last year, I charge a day rate. I should work 9 o'clock till 5 o'clock. Last night I finished at 8:30 at fucking night. Putting air in his daughter's fucking tyres and screen washing the car. I've found a place where I'm happy. Like, instead of getting £1,000 a week, I get a couple £100, I get a pat on the back and a thank you. You know, to be appreciated. I mean, nice surroundings. That hour and a half driving there with my fucking CD on, man, like, or an hour and a half on the way back with my music on. That's my wind down time. I'm just in a good place where, mentally in a good place that way, but I'm not making enough money. So it's sort of edged us back into these fucking doors where I've got to bump my money up. Like I do 3 days there, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But my way of looking at it is, I'm a fucking looked at like a fucking skivvy. I was emptying the bins the other day, like the fucking house bins. I do out, I'm told, like, but I asked to do, not told to do. I'm asked to do stuff. Can you do this? Could you do that? Not go and do this, go and do that. That's what I like. I found my happiness.
The way someone talks to you, exactly.
I found my happiness in being somewhere, but my downtime, my mental side of shit lately, we're getting fucking upset and fed up and stuff like that. I'm not making enough money. I'm not having a good time at home. I'm not in a place where I want to be. Like, I do want to be somewhere. I've always had that aspiration. I will be somewhere me one day. I fucking will. I maybe don't look the part. My looks go against us. Like, the way I speak, my fucking horrible accent goes. I don't fit in this society, in their society of millionaires. But he's a self-made man, and his friends are and stuff like that. And when you like any major fucking, like on any film or out like that, you know, like any major crime boss has got that man there, you know, that fucking that they've got that right hand. That don't mean I'm that fucking right hand. I'm watching and I'm observing and I'm getting brought into them fucking into getting brought into them circles of power and money and stuff like that. If I don't empty the bins, I don't blow tyres up, I don't put screen washing cars or fucking feed the dogs. Like, I'm not in that environment to plant that seed where I can fucking be something, you know what I mean? Folk maybe look at it and think, oh, he's in a fucking 55 plate Astra and he's turning about like a fucking bum. There's a bigger picture to what I'm fucking doing. Like, that's there is a bigger picture of what I'm doing. But no, and the anxiety side of stuff is being in the pubs and the clubs and stuff like that. It just comes off of me like that, and I fucking hate it. Like, I hate it, man. I can't explain it, and I hate it. Is like, I mean, like, if we go down there, everybody starts with us, and I don't know why. Like, it pisses me off. When I was talking to Jordan the other night, he said, this is the first time I met you. He says, I was scared of you, man. He says, I thought, like, you do look like a nasty piece of work and stuff like that. He said, mate, you are nice, like, you're a gentleman. But the last 3 times I've been to Blackpool, there's always some daft cunt starts to shit. Like, and it's nice to be bullied. Like, I don't want to be bullied. Like, somebody, you got a group of 5 lads, somebody wants to bump into us, and just start the trouble for me to react and then push your eyes through your back of your head like I'm popping fucking paracetamols out, and then I go to fucking jail for the rest of my life. Like, I don't want to put myself into that environment, but then I'm missing going to the events. I'm missing being with you. I'm missing seeing fucking Charlotte. I'm missing seeing everyone, and which then that puts me into the fucking depressed state of I don't go nowhere. I don't do now. But then I can go to the event and then I can get anxious and want to leave. Like, it's hard. It's a fucking hard one. And
I know where you're coming from. But as I say, like, you're always welcome to come with me. I've said that.
No, I appreciate that. Like, it's. I do want to go places, and that's why I wanted to sit and speak to you, and obviously publicly that. Fuck, if anybody else understands shit, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not, like, if anybody else thinks that you might have a friend like me that you think is just some introverted fucking weirdo that doesn't want to go out and doesn't want to go places and doesn't want to be stuff. They're not being they're not snobbing you off for being a fucking weirdo. Like, people
have the comfort zones, mate. There's the amount of times that I feel uncomfortable doing things. If I'm in a rave, I'm comfortable because that's stupid. I don't need to sit there and talk to people, like, because the music's blaring and that. Whereas I'm not comfortable if I sit in a pub. Just one of them things. If I go in a pub and everyone's fucking chit chatting away, I just don't know where to put my focus, my energy, or anything like that. It's weird. It's like that's where I get my anxieties. Like, I'm not an anxious person. But if you sit me in the pub, I look like I don't want to be there.
I'm a million miles an hour.
You've got your comfort zones there. That's what it is.
And you start to fucking scratch and itch, and it affects folk in different ways. No, but a lot of people don't understand it. Like, they haven't heard. Everybody's got like a preconceived view of fucking depression and anxiety and stuff like that, and it's different for different people.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Even for somebody like me, like I've got to stand there and be the hardest man in that fucking nightclub. Like, I'm not a trained fighter. I haven't got a fucking bad attitude. I haven't got stuff. But then it's forced upon me to have. Tyson Fury could walk in the fucking spot. Start throwing glasses at folk and backhanding fucking women. And then for £10 an hour, Lewis can't sort him out. Like, right, you fucking big cunt. Like, I've had, like, that it does put an anxiety. Hang on. As a doorman, I'd do that. Like, you big cunt. Like, that, I've got a purpose and a reason to do that.
Yeah.
But as
Lewis the person,
as Lewis the fucking as the dad and the friend and stuff like that, for somebody to come in, start smashing glasses and come over to our table, backhand my drink out the way, or staring at us, I don't. That's what makes me anxious. I don't need it.
Absolutely.
And people who that doesn't happen till, like you could be I'll class you as a chameleon, man. You can blend in. You can put it in Manchester, you don't stand out. You can put it in Whitehaven, you don't stand out. You can put it in any environment, and you can blend. I'm 5'9", 4 foot wide with tattoos on my fucking head, and I just sort of draw. It's the elephant in the fucking room, isn't it? Like, it's I do stand out.
People might think, oh, fucking hell, he's Brock Lesnar.
So Brock Lesnar, fucking Raoul Mort.
Yeah, Raoul Mort.
On Take a Reggae lately, Take a podcast, positivity.
I know what you mean, though.
That's my anxiety. Like, that's what I struggle with. Is I do stand out in a room. And I'm not the centre of attention. I don't want it. And then for the boys who do want to be centre of attention, dancing with no tops on, and they go to the gym. Like, I don't go to the gym. Like, George says to me the other week, like, I wish to look like you. Like, the way I look is a side effect. It's a side effect of my self-medication for my anxiety and stuff. I take steroids to balance my testosterone level out. If not enough, my depression comes. Too much, I'm knocking 5 wanks a day and punching walls through, man. Like, honestly, I mate. Like I work hard, rip 5 wanks a day out. If I want too much, man, I put my cock in a fucking toaster. Like, I do, like, but then not enough, and I die down. But that stems from abuse years ago. Start taking them. A normal man's levels there. Start taking them. Testosterone level goes up, but because you don't need to produce testosterone naturally anyway. Your nuts stop working. When I stopped taking testosterone, because my nuts have stopped working because I'm artificially getting it, they don't come back to level point. They go to fucking zero till they were to kickstart again and bring it back up to zero. When you go down that low, obviously your estrogen takes over, and then you turn into your missus when she's on a period, sitting crying, watching the fucking telly, and like, Brad, get your feet off the sofa. Like, why have you done that?
Just
like,
emotional.
How do you tend to me fucking scatty? I balance myself out with them, but ultimately they are killing us. Like, when I got ill with my throat, I lost a load of weight. I can't keep weight on now. Like, I choke quite often. Since my surgery on my throat, I choke and I don't have an appetite and stuff. So I take my steroids to
maintain.
To maintain my fucking my mental state and me like just this, to be honest. But I haven't been to gym in 10 years. This is just a side effect of fucking of what I take.
I don't know enough about it, mate.
I know, well, a lot of folk don't, but that's another thing. Folk just think, you're some fucking juicehead, man, he loves yourself. Another insult, you fucking juicehead. Oh, if I don't take them, I'll probably end up hanging myself within fucking 2 weeks, or I'll be 8 stone and look like I'm on fucking crack. Like, I have to take them. But my heart's enlarged. It has been for a while. If I was to continue to keep taking them, like in excess, my heart's enlarged. It's like a blown up balloon. When you let that balloon down, it goes floppy, and then you get a heart murmur. When I get myself, another reason why I don't like getting riled up and stuff like that, I virtually have a heart attack every time I get fucking
palpitations or something like that.
Yeah, my left side's enlarged to the point that it can't pump. It's that rock hard and enlarged that it can't pump, and it holds the blood back in my lungs with the oxygen, and then I start fucking think I'm choking, and I'm not what I perceive to be. You know what I mean? I don't look like this by fucking choice, but to the boy who does take the steroids and go to the gym and the sun meds and stuff like that, and he wants to be the top man in that fucking rave. If you knew that, you wouldn't look at me as if I'm some fucking threat, would you? Like, I'm not
absolutely
here.
Not, mate.
I'm not here to piss on your lamppost. Like,
you just do you, I'll do me. So.
Right.
Well, we'll tie that up today, mate. It's been fantastic, but as I say, you've got that thing to get to. I didn't want to keep you.
I ramble on, man. Don't I?
Just want to say thank you for coming on, mate. I usually say with the guest, if it's a DJ promoter, where can people find you and that, so we won't do that today. What we'll do is I'll just sign off by saying, if you were getting the electric chair because you're a proper wrong'un, what would your last meal be? You have a starter, main, dessert. So you don't have much of an appetite, but I bet you could fucking put some food away.
Probably Ariana Grande. And not in a Jeffrey Dahmer type of way. No, probably maybe in the way I am, I'd probably ask to chew the fucking cable, so I've done it in myself. You know what I mean?
No. Well, again, you might have a go-to food somewhere.
Might be Thai food.
Thai food, quality.
Might be Thai food. Thai red curry.
Thai red curry. There you go. You having a dessert? Ariana Grande.
No, hey, that's the start of that thing. Snack. Probably something that my mum's made.
100 light.
Probably something that my mum's
Right, no worries. I just want to say thanks for coming on, mate, and I really appreciate that you've opened up and you've talked about shit. Like, if this podcast goes to shit ever, which you might do, at least I know that somebody's come on here, you've talked about it, and this might help one person. Could help a bunch of people, but this will help one person.
No, it's been an hour. Like to be fair, I should have just brought a bag of sniff and went in the kitchen and just talked absolute shit.
No, but do you know what I mean?
It has. If anything's to be gained out of this, last two days I have been fucking very upset and in a dark place and just fed up with fucking life, man. I have. And if anything out of this, I don't care if anybody watches it. Just don't, no like negative comments, man. That's one of my fucking things. Like that fucking that puts a knife in. Like
mate, we've got a fucking fantastic following here, and do you know something? There's never. I think there's been maybe one comment ever. We get a fair few comments in the videos and stuff like that, but it's always good because I'd like to think that I choose the right people to come on, and we've got a fucking nice, good, positive community, and that's what it is. So we're signing off today. It's been a pleasure, mate. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.